Well, the United Nations is planning to introduce a global digital ID system that is linked to individuals' bank accounts. They released a brief titled A Global Digital Compact Reforms to the International Financial Architecture and the Future of Outer Space Governance. In the brief, it reads, digital IDs linked with bank or mobile money accounts can improve the delivery of social protection coverage and serve to better reach eligible beneficiaries. Digital technologies may help to reduce leakage errors and costs in the design of social protection programs. So basically, they're trying to say, look, you want this because it means you're going to get your Social Security or your disability or your unemployment money faster. But what they don't tell you is they'll be able to monitor everything you buy. So interestingly, I can see a lot of people on the right actually kind of agreeing with this idea. Normally with these types of things, it's people on the left. But on this one, I mean, look, if they say, hey, we're going to give you welfare, so we just want to make sure you don't spend it on things we don't approve of, that might bring in people from a different political side of the aisle who might start agreeing with this type of stuff. And I think that's kind of the big agenda here, is to get everybody on board. With us now is someone who has been extensively covering digital IDs, the World Economic Forum, and the global governance agenda on her show, The Mel K Show. Mel, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It is so important that people are speaking about this. I'm so honored to be here. This is a long time coming. The American people have been really held in the dark about this agenda for a very long time. They are kind of at their end game. And like you said, people are being deceived as to what is going on and why, and then also told that it's for their own good and it's for convenience and this is all this good stuff, when really it's really the opposite of that.
What is this digital ID going to even look like? I mean, a lot of us have iPhones, and we do have to hold up our iPhones, to our faces in order to unlock them, right? Or they used to do the thumbprint. Like, what's the future looking like with these digital IDs?
Well, if you look through this document, it's called Our Common Agenda. It actually came out in 2021, but really what people have been deceived a lot about is the connection between the World Economic Forum and their multinational global public-private partnership, which really makes a lot of this work. A lot of these companies that are involved in the tech side and on the back end of this are partners of the World Economic Forum. In 2019, they had been working together for years, but in 2019, before COVID, the World Economic Forum and the UN put out a joint agreement that they were going to team up to fast forward the 2030 agenda, also known as the Sustainable Development Goals, which is what a lot of this is about. So in that document, it goes through iterations of this digital ID to the point where they're actually talking about surveillance under your skin, meaning that there would be microchips, which is happening in some countries. Sweden and other places are doing pilot programs. But essentially, it is a full track and trace surveillance system, not different than they already have in communist China, and under the guise of sustainable development goals. In particular, this one, if people know about the sustainable development goals and what that is, and Agenda 2030, that is number 16, and it's about a digital compact, global digital compact, and equity in the digital space worldwide. But at the end of the day, it's about a track and trace kind of ledgered surveillance system that would be behavior modification and have an aspect to it that is punitive.
Right. Yeah, they sell this like this is going to make your life better. I mean, that's how they sell it, right? Like, this will make life more convenient. I mean, imagine if you just had a microchip under your skin, you wouldn't have to remember which medications or which vaccines you've taken. You just show that, they scan it, and boom, it shows up the chart for your doctor. And that way you don't have to be transferring records back and forth. So they sell it like this is a good thing for you. And a lot of people buy that. I mean, it's just like with the iPhone. I've got one, and it's just difficult to get away from it. When I think about, man, this thing's tracking my location. It's got my face on file. It's, all this is happening, but it's so convenient. How do I get rid of it? And that's, I think, how they're getting us into this new way. But let's talk about the real dangers of this. So let's say, okay, yeah, you've got this microchip that's going to say all of your medical records, including your vaccines. You've got a digital ID that's somehow connected to your banking account. So it makes it easy. You can just easily get your money from the government. You can easily spend your money, right? So everything just seems really, really convenient. But there's some serious downsides potentially to this.
Yeah, well, the first thing that people, and then the American people really have to understand this, because if we go into this, there is no coming back. And that is really, really important.
All right. Hey, Shalom Akim. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Salute to sincere Akim out there of the hopeful elect. All right. That was a clip taken from the Kim Iverson show on Rumble. All right. And they pretty much broke down the scriptures, man. So I'm just going to bring out the scriptures concerning the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right. In which, well, as you see it, the UN unveiled this this global digital ID that they want to connect to people's bank accounts. All right, which it all coincides with the RFID microchip, with the elite's plans of a new world order. All right, and like I said, Kim Iverson and Mel K, they pretty much broke down the scriptures, man. Revelations 13 and 16. They broke it down without even bringing it out. All right. So what I'm going to do through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is I'm going to bring these scriptures out. This is what a lot of these other Israelite groups who claim to be prophets or men of the Lord are failing to do as servants of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. They don't forewarn the people about the dangers according to the Lord's word. All right. But here at Great Millstone, this is what we specifying. This is our specialty. All right. Through the spirit and grace and mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we're able to understand it, and we're able to break these scriptures down according to prophecy, man. And the global elites, they're trying to fulfill this prophecy by keeping the people blinded, not understanding the scriptures, slandering the true prophets of the Lord, okay, and not just the true prophets of the Lord, but also people in alternative media who brings out this information as well, that goes against the plans of the elites or make you question the goals of the globalists, all right, their global agenda. Okay, so like I said, Kim Iverson and Mel K, they broke down the scripture I'm about to bring out. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 13, start at verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast." And this is talking about the so-called white man, starting with their elites, of course. These rich oligarchs that control society through their finances, okay, who has a global agenda. All right, about the 13 Illuminati families. Okay, there's also new money. You got Bill Gates, you got Elon Musk, you got George Soros, all right, Larry Fink, the Koch brothers. There's new money that's all a part of the same program, the same global agenda, all right. And they're giving life to the image of the beast. The beast represents none other than these Western nations, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the EU, in which the EU is basically falling apart. Pastor Zahar did a beautiful piece on that, bringing awareness to how some of these countries are starting to want to join with the BRICS nations, okay, which we told you. That goes into a whole nother scripture about the ten horns hating the whore, which the whore represents America. We're telling you that America's own allies are going to wind up turning against them and launching missiles at them as well, okay. But nonetheless, NATO and the EU represents the beast. Okay, it says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, and that's what's happening, man. They want you to go according to their goal, their agenda, right? The agenda 2030 agenda, the National Defense Authorization Act. Is digital ID. Okay, and if you don't get down with the program, they want to kill you. They'll have no problems with outcasting you, ostracizing you from society, man. Okay? You have to find a way to make it living off the grid, in which a lot of people ain't going to be able to do that, man. Okay? Especially if the Lord ain't with you, if the Lord ain't dealing with you. All right? It reads on to say, "And he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, Now you have the United Nations, all right, unveiling a digital ID, to connect to people's bank accounts. Now the United Nations deal with all nations, okay? It's not just, even though the headquarters is based here in New York City, but it deals with all different countries around the world, okay? So for the United Nations, right, which is, they coin themselves off of being the peacekeepers of the world, all right, want to introduce a digital ID to people's bank accounts, all right, because the American dollar is crumbling. Of course they want, with big tech and artificial intelligence and the way society is moving, paper money or fiat currency is becoming obsolete. Okay, the American dollar, whether you say, well, the Chinese dollar is becoming more powerful than the American dollar, or the euro is more powerful than the American dollar. The petrodollar is being depleted because the Saudis are getting ready to trade with other countries using their currency and such. The whole purpose is what? Is bigger than fiat currency. They want to do away with fiat currency, everything contactless payments. That's why you hear that a lot on the news. You see that all over the place. When you go to convenience stores, when you go shopping, all right, when you travel, okay, they talk about contactless payments, all right, and the most suitable way to do this, or the way the elites of this society plans on doing this, is to microchip the whole entire world, all right, microchip the whole world, okay, because everything falls on that microchip. Okay, you've seen Kim Iverson talking about your medical history, what vaccines you've taken, in such, in case you forget, all right, or don't know what's on your medical records, all right. All you have to do is scan that chip, and it all pops up in a reader. Okay, all right. So the medical industry is a part of it. Big tech, of course, because this is all has to do with technology, robotics, artificial intelligence. All right. And the financial sector aspect of Esau society is certainly involved in it, because this is going to be the new currency, the new form of money, contactless payments. Okay. So that's why it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. Kim Iverson and Mel K even said this is something that's going to be placed under your skin. All right. Because that mark goes back to charagma, the Greek word charagma, all right? Okay, which means, which basically means an incision, all right? It reads on to say that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, that no man might buy or sell, all right? Government ID connected to your bank account, unveiled by the United Nations, that no man might buy or sell. So whether you in America, whether you in Russia, whether you in China, whether you in Africa, whether you in Australia, South America, one of them Polynesian islands or Pacific islands, okay, they want all people to have this chip, so that way you can conduct get tongue tied, all right. That way you can conduct financial transactions, pay bills, buy groceries, all your needs, everything that you need in life to sustain yourself. Okay, all right. It says, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so it's without a shadow of a doubt that this new ID that the UN, is introducing to the world, or unveiling unto the world, to connect to people's bank accounts, all right, which is all control. Okay, it's talking about none other than the mark written here in the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter in the Holy Bible. All right, for people that say we're conspiracy theorists and we're bugged out, well, how else do you explain it? How else can you explain it? What book that goes back some thousands of years ago has this type of knowledge and has this type of prophecy in it? Okay, none other than the Holy Scriptures, man. All all of the world's answers or questions are answered through the Holy Bible, through the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And the Lord is dealing with an elect, few, out of the nation of Israel. All right? In which the nation of Israel, you gotta drill this out people's head, consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. And, those who come from out of that paternal line. All right? Meaning you can look like a so-called white man, but if your fathers go back to anyone that's black, Puerto Rican, or Mexican, or what have you, as part of the tribes, then that makes you an Israelite. Okay? Whether you look like a Chinaman, whether you look like an Arab, whether you look like an African. Okay? But if your paternal line goes back to one of the people on that 12 tribes chart, then you're an Israelite. Okay? So, but it don't just stop with being an Israelite. You have to be of the elect. You have to be chosen. The Lord has to share this knowledge and wisdom with you in order for you to be delivered in these oncoming days, man, the day of judgment, when America is destroyed and there's great turmoil and destruction on different parts of the world because of this third world's war. All right. But I just wanted to share that with you brothers out there, man. Hopefully, you've been edified, you learned something, and Lord willing, I will be back with another video. Shalom.